Top 10 Sci-Fi Movies of 2022. Science fiction is the favorite genre of many of us here, from multiverse adventures to clone fights. 2022 has been a solid year for science fiction movies. Hey guys, welcome to your entertainment channel Netflix Tops, where we tell you about the top-rated movies and series on Netflix. So, subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos. Now grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of this video, because today's video is going to list down the top 10 sci-fi movies of 2022. So, let's get started. Number 10. Adam Project. From the creative minds that brought us Free Guy, the Adam Project follows the titular Adam, a time-traveling pilot from 2050 who gets stranded in 2022 while pursuing an unauthorized mission. There, he meets his 12-year-old self, and the two Adams must work together to accomplish their older Adam's objective: get back to 2018 to save his wife's life. But time travel has a way of making things complicated, especially since older Adam is fleeing a dystopian future. With the odds stacked against them, Big Adam and Little Adam decide their only solution is to find the man who actually created time travel itself, their dearly departed dad. The Adam Project makes maximum use of Ryan Reynolds' likability as older Adam. He plays excellently off his younger self's vulnerabilities. Plus, there are time jets, and with both Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo in the mix, who doesn't want to see Deadpool interact with Bruce Banner? Number 9. Apollo 10½, A Space-Age Childhood. Writer-director Richard Linklater mixes fact and fantasy in Apollo 10½, A Space-Age Childhood. A kid growing up in 1960s Houston, young Stanley, is fired up by Apollo 11. As he watches history unfold, the real details of the mission are interwoven with the elaborate dream of being recruited as an astronaut because he's small enough to fit any lunar module's tight quarters. Apollo 10½, A Space-Age Childhood embraces nostalgia without completely ignoring the upheaval in America at this time. Houston is just as fascinating as the moon. Rotoscoping captures Stanley's imagination just as vividly as the actual launch of the Saturn V. Number 8. Brian and Charles. Meet Brian, a lonely, luckless inventor who takes on his most ambitious project yet. Enter Charles, Brian's extraordinary masterpiece, an artificially intelligent robot made from odds and ends, including an old washing machine who has an inexplicable obsession with cabbages. Together, Brian and Charles is a heartwarming and entertaining tale about friendship, family, finding love, and letting go. One day, mild-mannered Welsh inventor Brian creates a boxy robot with a mannequin's head. After a thunderstorm brings the automaton to life, it dubs itself Charles and develops a keen interest in everything the world has to offer. An unlikely friendship emerges as Charles grows more and more human, and as the duo tangles with the local bully. At a brisk 90 minutes, Brian and Charles offers good intentions and pleasantly gentle story that will leave a smile on your face. Number 7. Crimes of Future. Squishy body horror and nightmarish advanced technology go hand in hand in director David Cronenberg's moody meditation on art and humanity, Crimes of the Future. Cronenberg's sci-fi horror hybrid involves the evolution of the human body, which includes dulled pain receptors and a government cover-up of how advanced that evolution really is. Saul Tenser and his partner, Caprice, have turned the surgical removal of his spontaneously growing new organs into performance art, which attract the attention of a group of radicals. The film is awash in foreboding and gore. Kristen Stewart gives a particularly nervy, off-balance performance as Timlin, an administrator at the National Organ Registry. Her weird energy is a perfect tonic in Cronenberg's morbid tale of surgery, sexual attraction, and plastic. Number 6. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Sam Raimi infuses the Marvel Cinematic Universe with his trademark horror in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Superhero sorcerer Stephen Strange must protect America Chavez, a dimensional-hopping teenager, from someone seeking to steal her powers. Their flight across the multiverse takes them to the very limits of existence, with Strange grappling with his own issues and growing his own powers by confronting dark and disturbing visions of himself across dimensions, both alive and dead. Plus, Wanda Maximoff emerges as the emotional core of the film as she struggles with the harrowing aftermath of WandaVision. What results is a blend of terror, fantasy, and sci-fi you won't soon forget. Number 5. Duel. In the dystopian future of Duel, dying people can arrange to have themselves replaced by clones. But what happens to the clone if the original person doesn't die? So begins Sarah's nightmare. After she survives a terminal illness, Sarah's clone decides she wants to continue living Sarah's life. By law, only one Sarah can remain alive, so the two must duel to the death. Writer-director Riley Stearns explores themes of identity in a comic fashion, despite the devastating nature of the dilemma. Sarah teaches her combat trainer Trent how to dance as partial payment for her self-defense classes is a particular highlight. Number 4. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Simply put, Everything Everywhere All at Once is one of the best films of the year. An endlessly inventive and absurdist delight. It stars Michelle Yeoh as Evelyn, a middle-aged laundromat owner whose IRS audit becomes a surreal adventure. The multiverse is threatened by a fearsome being, and only Evelyn can save every dimension everywhere. An eye-popping journey through alternate universes ensues. Multiple viewings are a must-watch to catch every detail packed into this wild, heartfelt, and colorful good time. Number 3. Loop Lapeta. An adaptation of the celebrated German film Run Lola Run, Loop Lapeta puts fallen track star Savvy in the lead. With her burgeoning athletic career derailed by injury, Savvy starts off in a dark place. Soon enough, however, she falls in love with Setya, a charming criminal. After he leaves a bag of cash on a bus, Savvy must come up with the loot, lest Satya be bumped off. But there's a twist. Savvy is stuck in a time loop. As the story replays over and over again, she must use her knowledge to bring about better outcomes. More comedy than its source material, Loop Lapeta is a thrilling trip through alternate timelines where the slightest change can have massive repercussions. Number 2. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The sequel to Black Panther, and the 30th movie overall in the MCU, introduces a second incredibly powerful and hidden nation to the MCU with Tolakan. Tolakan is the cinematic update of Atlantis, home of the submariner Namor, who doesn't want the outside world to discover his homeland for the fear that Imperial powers will attack and steal their resources. But things aren't that simple. Namor also demands the life of the young scientist who unintentionally allowed one of Tolakan's vibranium deposits to be discovered, leading his country into conflict with Wakanda. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is a major-scale movie, even for the planet-hopping franchise. Its international conflict creates a plot that feels like a political thriller with global stakes, and its action scenes are some of the most exciting we've ever seen in the MCU. Of course, the main thrust of the movie deals with honoring the legacy of the late Chadwick Boseman and his character King T'Challa, and by the end of the film, there isn't a dry eye in the audience. Number 1. Something in the Dirt. Something in the Dirt has a deceptively small scale for its big ideas. The movie centers on two neighbors who meet shortly after one of them moves into an apartment building. They quickly develop a friendship, and when strange things start happening in the newly leased apartment, like things floating inexplicably and wild light refractions that create patterns on the wall, they decide to make a documentary about the phenomenon. But as they continue to explore what may be causing these strange occurrences, they begin to split in their theories and the methods they want to employ, until we're left with more questions than answers. Something in the Dirt is a fascinating movie, not only for the questions it poses in its plot, but also because it's a strange mix of mockumentary, home video collage, and straightforward narrative that make it one of the most formally inventive science fiction movies of the year. And this brings us to the end of the video. What are your thoughts on today's video? Share with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.